Hi guys, it's Music Clues here. Yeah, sorry it took so long to get this one out, but just wanted to let you know ahead of time that this is just part 1 of 2 of the future of Sonic. So this is a discussion that me and QTip have done on the way the future of Sonic should go. Now there is a controversial opinion in this one that I brought up, but don't be offended. Offended is just my point of view. And it's not that I don't think things are the way they should be, but it's just my point of view on how things stand in reputation-wise for the Sonic series. Just saying. But just wanted to give you a small heads up that there is a bit of a controversial opinion. I mean, all of this video is probably going to be controversial, but just wanted to give you a small heads up. Alright, that's all for now. Now, I will see you guys in the next video, which is, by the way, next video I'm posting will be the worst of 2017, where me and Ethan will talk about, each of us, our top 10 worst games from last year. Alright, bye guys! Oh, and enjoy the video. Hey guys, it's MC here, and I'm here with a very special guest today. And no, it's not fellow Go Gamer Ethan. Today I have somebody else who's appeared on the channel previously. Introduce yourself.
Hey guys, it is QTip back again for another discussion. Still has a dead channel. Alright, let's go.
So today we are going to be talking about something I normally don't talk about on the channel, or for that matter social media, because it's highly debated. The future of Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't like talking about this topic because...
Well, no, I feel like after Mania and Forces, this is something that has been heavily discussed, even more so than after Generation of the Lost World. But like, after the mediocrity that was Sonic Forces, it really got me thinking, well,
yeah,
we should go back and evaluate what should happen in Sonic's future.
Yeah, so, now note that this is only going to be on the games. I don't think we really need to go over the TV show, and, well,
we don't.
And obviously the comic books are already in a solid state future, so I don't really think we need to go over that. So just the games, just so you know, guys. But yeah, since you want to discuss it, since this is the discussion video you want wanted to do first, I'll let you go first on what should happen.
Alright, well, I think we should go into like certain things as to why this is happening. It's not just Forces, because if you look back at, like, say, start from 2010 all the way to now, besides the success that was Sonic Colors and Sonic Generations, now, what I'm about to say, it's just my opinion. I'm not saying that these games are terrible by any means necessary. They're far from. I'm just saying, in retrospect, these games should have had more to them, because over time, I noticed that it's just like, people don't exactly hate these games, they just feel like, once you look back at them, they're great games, yes, but there's just something that it's like, this isn't full Sonic, like, if that makes any sense. And then going after, like, Colors and Generations, it starts going from, like, Sonic really rode the mediocrity train. Other than Mania, Sonic really started riding the mediocrity train. With games like
yeah,
with games like Sonic Lost World and how polarizing that game was, and then even like with the spin-offs, Sonic Boom included, where it's just like I don't know. At some point it just seemed like Sega and Sonic Team in general really feel like creatively burnt out on this franchise. I feel like it's probably time that we, have a change of pace for what to truly get this franchise back on track. Outside of Mania, because I feel like the dude from Christian Whitehead's team, they're definitely sticking around for another inevitable Sonic Mania sequel. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. True. And I would agree with you. I personally do think that Sonic Team is completely, and I do say completely, burnt out from the Blue Blur. Not the fan. It's not that though. It's unfortunately the Sonic fan base's fault. Again, I don't like talking about this topic for this reason.
No, I feel like when people say it's just like, it's the fan base's fault because we don't know what we want, or it's Sonic Team's fault because it's just like they didn't put this one thing, or it's just like, guys, in a way, this is literally all of our faults. And I'm just gonna say right now, this is everyone's fault, not just the fan base, or not just Sonic Team. We contributed back and forth with this. More so, Sonic Team. If that sounds biased, I don't know what you want from me, but honestly, I see it more from Sonic Team in the way of they don't exactly fully understand what we want, or in the case of, like, if this makes sense what I'm saying, they don't, like, they get what we want, they just do it wrong in certain ways.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that, QTip.
Anyway, so yeah, I have notes down here, some things that definitely need to be addressed. So, alright, without any further ado, well, what's, like, before we get into those, what's your opinion on this?
Well, if you want my full thoughts, okay, but don't bash me on it. And I've been meaning to get this off my chest too, but I really do feel like it's more of a back and forth between, this may sound based again, but the Sony fan base and Microsoft a little bit too, than the Nintendo, because I feel like I haven't seen too many Nintendo fans bash it, but every time I see a Sonic fan bash it, either a Sony fan or a very hardcore Microsoft fan. And that's just how I feel. Again, no offense to anybody who's like that. I support a lot of people. I even will admit that the PlayStation 4 is a good system, but it's just something about those guys that just rubs me the wrong way. I feel like they think of Clash more than Sonic sometimes.
Remember, this is opinions based, guys. So it may not be you, it may be you. We don't know. This is not facts.
Yeah. So, yeah. Again, this is just my opinion. I've been meaning to get this off my chest for a very long time. But I've been afraid to speak out because when it comes to bashing anything related to Sonic, or for that matter, Sony, fans get called out for it. So.
Hey, if you follow Gamer Guide 7 Aces, you know that it's just, like, making fun of the Sonic fan base is a meme in of itself, so.
Yeah, very true. You got a good point. But in all seriousness, I just feel like it's a miscommunication between Microsoft and Sony fans and Sonic Team, as you said. It could be all of our faults. I'll even include Nintendo in that too, but it's just my opinion of how I feel about it. But other than that, I really do think that they've been doing good. And why Sonic Team hasn't been doing too good with actual Sonic games, you gotta give them a lot of applause for the mobile games. They've been a little bit better while we see.
Yes. All hail Sonic Dash. Clearly, that game is amazing. And then Sonic Boom Dash 2, which is just okay. I'm pretty sure no one talks about it. Sonic Runner is okay for the most part, and I say most part because the other half of that game. Hashtag never forget the premium roulette. And then Sonic Runner's Adventure. No one talks about that. Horse Speed Battle. No one talks.
Very true. So at least they can put nothing forward, but not. Be right back, QTip.
Oh god. We're gonna have to edit this out.
I'm back. So you could say I came back with Sonic Speed. But seriously, so you ready to go over those notes, Q-Tip, you have there?
Yes, most definitely.
Alright, what's the first one?
Alright, the first one, let's address the elephant in the room that everyone has a problem with Sonic. It's the fact that, okay, in an interview with Isuka, or like during the live stream, I can't remember which, but basically what it boils down to is that it's just like, we wanted to, you know, do something new, something that wasn't just like strictly because of the fans. It's like, so we're not going to go back to the adventure playstyle, so we want to do something that's not just for the fans. Yet here's Sonic Forces doing the boost gameplay worse than any other boost gameplay, I might add. Here we go back to the generation formula, and it's worse. So, yeah. But that helps me segue into the whole reason that I'm addressing this in the elephant in the room. Is the fact that this franchise seriously needs consistency. And that's the main reason they're not making an Adventure 3, because it's just like, oh, we want the franchise to be consistent. Well, if you actually do an adventure-style gameplay, not necessarily Adventure 3, but an adventure game, this could help bring consistency back. Because, I don't know if all of you have, like, for the few people who haven't watched Some Call Me Johnny, he mentions that at the end of Forces, that it's just like, we should get new blood into, Sonic game. Have, people who know the adventure games like the back of their hand. And not the people who run the SA3 fan page. God, no, please, just now. And just, have them do that. Because for a while, back in the early 2000s, this was a gameplay style that most people who actually grew up with Sonic actually got into. Not just because the people who played the classic Sonic games, there's just as many people who grew up playing the adventure-style games. I'm going to say 06 included, because that takes away, because that takes a lot from adventure. And those people have a big as much following towards that gameplay style, if not more, than the people who enjoyed the classic games. So, let's definitely go with the adventure style.
That's a very, very good note there. I would like to make a couple of things to not argue, but just bring up. There would be some cons to that.
Go ahead.
One, that is true. A lot of people have been hankering for the adventure style, but the adventure style
not exactly Adventure 3.
Yes, not exactly Adventure 3, but the adventure style in general. The problem with that, though, is Q-Tip, anytime someone's brought back an old style like that it's utterly failed because of modern day standards. So if Sonic were to go back to that adventure style, it gets slammered by bad reviewers, and that would be catching Sega off at its finest. I mean, Forces was its finest, but I think that would just be the nail in the coffin. So that's one. Two.
Well. No, go ahead. My bad.
Okay. Number two. I do really think that they should eventually be catered to the adventure fans, but only if, and I doubt this would ever happen, but only if Sega can actually get back on their feet themselves. Not with Sonic, but in general, they need to get back on their feet because Sonic may be the main reason why Sega is on the downside right now. I really do feel like the reputation in general is just dragging it down. And when people say that Sega used to be a good company, I just really get upset because I know deep down Sega wants to do other stuff too, but unfortunately, thanks to this huge attachment that they have to the Sonic fan base, they just can't do anything else, and I'm pretty sure, like you said before, Sonic Team is creatively burnt out. So I really do think that those, I really do think that that's the second thing. And the final thing, I think, is reputation. Like I said, I highly doubt any fan site like Sonic Stadium or TTSV or any other new Sonic news station, or for that matter, Nintendo news station, would really give a bad reputation. What I worry about is, when we went back to adventure style, is IGN and stuff, because that place has a PlayStation following, and I worry deeply that if they were to go back to the adventure style, they bring up the Dreamcast failure, because it was thanks to the PlayStation 2 that made the Dreamcast fail. I worry that IGN would say that next, after what happened with the certain Games Scoop video. You guys know what I'm talking about.
IGN was never good.
Yeah, agreed on that statement. So those are the three things that would be a con, at least to me, if they brought back the adventure style. And I wouldn't necessarily say that the adventure gameplay style is bad. It's just something to consider, and, well, yeah.
No, I totally get what you're saying. However, I have to kind of disagree on the fact that it's just like, well, maybe, because I see what you're saying, that it's just like, Sega might actually, not do that, because it's just like, because at the end of the day, Sega has to go with what the Metacritic scores say. Forget like all the other reviews. It's always the Metacritic scores. And so, if Sonic Forces is any indication, and if we have been very loud about how we want the adventure style gameplay to come back, I'm pretty sure Sega would have to, or Sonic Team would have to oblige and have to answer that call. But at the same time, what it sounds like to me is that it's just like, oh, I'm scared that Sega might do that. Well, that's because Sega themselves is scared of doing that, because they feel like it's like, oh, it's gonna mess with fans, because at the end of the day, not everyone is going to like the exact same Sonic game. Freaking duh, because there are people who like, there are people who like the classic games, there are people who like the Boo style gameplay, there are people who like the adventure style, there are people whose first game was Sonic Lost World, those whose was Sonic 3 Knuckles, those who was Adventure 2, and God help you for any reason, some people's first experience in this franchise was Sonic Boom. Yeah. So I feel like it's like going back to the adventure style gameplay. I feel like I say that because it's a formula that they seriously got right. I know the Boost gameplay, they're still perfecting that, but with the 3D style gameplay of Sonic in games like Adventure 1, 2, and Heroes, that's where they got it right. It wasn't just boost to win, and then just let the game play itself at the end of the day. No, it actually took some skill to, traverse through all of these levels, get the highest score, not just beat it the fastest, but actually do well in the level.
That is very, 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 very true. Very true. At the end of the day, no one's gonna always like it, but that's again my favorite reason. Sega's gonna have to blame it up one of these days, though it actually take the risk. They can't dodge it forever, ever, but my sixth sense is just telling me until they get back up on their feet, they're not gonna take it. Yeah. But hey, I could end up being wrong. I wouldn't be upset if I wasn't, but we'll see.
I would be elated that they proved me wrong. But what I was going to add on is just like the extension of Sonic's moves. This is what I want to get into. For the longest time, like the only thing Sonic could ever just boost, homing attack, drift, and everything else like that.
Yeah, that's only one.
As of right now, well, no, what I'm going to say is, I feel like right now, if they do go to the adventure-style gameplay, this would be a perfect way to start, back new moves, or, like, bring moves that, some didn't feel like actually in the game, but actually did, or introduce new moves.
That's very true.
Because Sonic wouldn't, let me finish. Sonic being not as fast as, like modern Sonic with the boost gameplay, this would actually be pretty fast, because what's the first instance, like what's the first thing that comes to your mind in a Sonic game where the main mechanic, that, like, other than the boost, the fastest way to go fast? Like, what was the easiest way to go fast back in the day in a Sonic game? Just to instantly gain speed.
That would probably be the spin dash, if I'm being honest.
Exactly. And Lost World showed that it's just, like, kind of took that concept and actually, it's like, for the infinite spin dash, yeah, but the spin dash was your main means of transportation. And for a lot of people, it worked, because for those who had already played the previous boost games, like, it was fun to go fast, but you couldn't do precise platforming because it was too fast. So, like, with the spin dash, you can have that homing attack, obviously. You have to have those two main things, because the spin dash actually worked extremely well in a 3D environment. Adventure 2, please, come back. And then what I would want to see, how about, since Mania has already introduced this, and Forces did it very, very badly, how about a drop dash in a 3D environment?
A drop dash?
I don't know exactly how it would work. I could just see it happening for whatever reason.
I don't know, QTip. A drop dash might be asking a little too much. Much for Sonic Team, if I'm being honest.
Hey, it's like, hey, you and me, we both played Super Mario Odyssey. How many moves can Mario do in that?
Well,
long jump, triple jump, backflip, somersault, ground pound, dive, Nintendo has proven that you can keep adding on to a character's moveset and just add new things to it. The extension of Cappy just extends Mario's platforming abilities. So why not do that with Sonic? Take a page out of that and bring moves that Sonic has had previously in a 3D world. Like, I'm gonna completely pull the huge one out of left field here, and for a couple out of left field here, and some of you are just gonna look at me like, well, why did you think that would be a good idea? But parkouring in an adventure game from Lost World. And I'm not talking about, no. Parkour. You can run on you can run on walls that could lead to, different pathways and other things like that. Use moves that were just, one-off gimmicks in previous games and fully flesh them out, is what I'm basically getting at here.
I can see parkour definitely in an adventure game. That would definitely work as Adventures in Mania.
Mm-hmm.
But parkour improved in Lost World, that mechanic would have to be super improved on, because I've been using parkour several times.
Well, no, because it's just a lot of people say that the parkouring abilities actually worked very well in the 3D sections of that game. In the 2D sections, they were abysmal, since Sonic literally clinged onto everything in there. Now, again, with Mario, you can see that it's just like Mario Odyssey, Mario 64. Mario, can like wall jump off of things and climb onto ledges. Like if Mario were to have something like parkour, you definitely know that they wouldn't just make it this one thing where it's just like, oh, you can instantly just like grab onto this like 2D ledge. It's just like, no, grab onto the ledge and not just jump and be super finicky about it.
That's a pretty good one QTip. I hate to say it though, you're using Mario Odyssey and Mario in general as a pretty bad example. You can't do too much with a blue hedgehog that runs fast.
Well, no, I'm using the 3D games because I'm using the Mario games as an example because this is where Mario has a huge repertoire of moves. Like, go into the action guide, Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, and you can see that Nintendo really took their time with extending upon Mario's ability outside of just running and jumping. He can now backflip, he can long jump, he can triple jump. There's so much that they did as an extension of his abilities. And that's exactly what, in case in point, the homing attack in Sonic Adventure. This was basically to replicate a spin attack in the classic games. This was an extension of Sonic's abilities.
That is very true. Well, I guess you got me in that argument, in that one. But if we really are gonna extend Sonic's moves, then we're gonna have to make sure they're gonna have to make sure that it would be a good. They would have to be either previous ones that were introduced in the adventure, like for example, the light speed dash. That should come back.
Yeah, the light speed dash. The light speed dash. Things that were already introduced should be stay mechanics for Sonic.
Yeah.
Like, light speed dashing, homing attack, spin dash. And for people who would actually miss boosting in a Sonic game, you know what should have been, and this has always bugged me for the longest time now that I started thinking about it. Like, in the back of my head, I had always thought after playing Sonic CD, why is this basically not the boost? The figure 8 technique, Sonic Super Peel Out, that could basically just be boosting. Because you see how fast, as soon as you finish revving it up, Sonic freaking rockets off into the distance.
Yeah, yep, touche. You got a lot of people there. We've seen it in. I don't like pulling fan game examples, but Sonic Utopia. We have seen it in Lost World. Well, I have no idea why people would miss boosting, but then again, like I said, a lot of people have grown up with them on Sonic games generation.
Well, no, it's just like the figure 8 technique. That can just be like a bit more of a simplified version of the figure 8 technique. Because when I go into a next point later, while we're still on this topic, it would make perfect sense. It's just like, do you want to, take this a little bit slower or just completely rock it off? Like, the levels can be based around both of those things. It's like, do it for a higher score or do it for faster momentum.
That is
do you want the score that can actually beat do you want the score for getting the fastest time in the level or actually get a good ranking in the level?
Very, very, very true. And that's why I do not like Sonic Adventure 1 or 2, because of the harsh latency system. I would really prefer if Sega kept the ones that we've had for the rest of the modern Sonic games. That's one thing I would like to say. But if we're going back to the adventure style, please keep away from that lengthy system, Sega. I do not want to be reminded.
Well, no. Hang on, really quick. I want to bring this up because I saw this in an earlier discussion when someone was talking about Sonic Adventure 2. How the ranking system works nowadays is that they score you on how fast you beat the level and how little damage you take, or if you don't die, in period. In previous games, they score you on all the things that you can do in the level. You don't lose any rings, you don't lose a lot, you don't take damage, you don't lose a life, you get the necessary collectibles. That was actually good. it was harsh, but it actually was a good idea. If you were to combine both these ways of the ranking system, this could actually be a perfect way to actually, make it a more fun way. It scores you on how fast you beat the level, it scores you on how good you did in the level, and so on and so forth.
You got a good point there, QTip. You actually got a very good point. I would actually like to see that implemented. But then again, like I always say, what goes on paper doesn't exactly work in practice. So if Sega would have to make sure that ranking system would be fair and balanced, and the levels would have to be balanced around that too. So, but that's a good idea for the ranking system.
Yeah, but overall, I just want, for an extension of Sonic moves, it's just like, here's the quick thing. The spin dash to return, one spin dashing to return, a fleshed out parkour ability, a fleshed out parkour, so it's just like your whole terrain, you can use your whole environment to get through the level. Not just the basic platforming, which is running on the ground. The entire level is your playground, and this is how you get around fast enough. With the addition of the triangle jump, so you can the triangle jump from Sonic Heroes. Yeah, we all remember that one, right? Yeah. So it's just after, if you want to jump off, let's say you want to jump off a wall, and then you want to connect to another wall. The triangle jump can actually help do that, because that's basically what, take the triangle jump from Sonic and the fleshed out parkour from Sonic Lost World, and here you have yourself an extension on Sonic abilities. So spin dash, fleshed out parkour, super peel out can basically, I don't care what anyone says anymore. The super peel out is just basically boosting in a 2D environment before Sonic Rush, and you can argue for the spin dash, but no.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there, QTip.
Yeah.
Right? I really would like to see the super peel out again, personally. I think it's an underused tactic in Sonic's arsenal. Also, I would personally like to see it back for a game.
Yeah, because that's why I'm saying it's boosting. Look, play Sonic CB and any one of the boost games side by side, and tell me, the difference is with the super peel out, you actually have to rev it up. The boost mechanic, you literally just press the button. But with the super peel out, you can hold it down, and then you can do whatever you want with it. The thing with the super peel out, though, the con is that you have to charge it up. The pro is that it's almost as fast as the boost, but you can control it better.
Very true. Very true.
Say for instance, the argument there would be but it's in a 2D environment. Yeah, but if you can see this in a 3D environment, it's not just going to rocket you off. You can actually maneuver better. But yeah, homing attack, spin dash, fleshed out parkour, super peel out, light speed dash. I shouldn't have to upgrade or hold the spin dash down. Please stop doing that. I hated that. Bounce bracelet. Please give me that back. And then stomping and quick stepping, and I think you're pretty much good. That is a total of 8 moves?
8.
No, that's a total of 8 moves Sonic can be able to do in this game.
That's actually a pretty good moveset if I'm being honest.
Yeah, and then if you wanted to pull something out of Sonic 06, yes, I'm pulling something out of Sonic 06 here, the Mach Speed sections. I know people are going to raise an eyebrow, but hear me out.
This better be good, QTip!
Yeah,
Yo, Q, I can't hear you.
Huh?
Oh, okay, that's better. Sorry, fine, I lost you there for a second. Okay, stop in the beginning there.
Yeah, the thing I always hear about Sonic 06's Mach Speed section is that they're the pre-evolution with the boost, except you cannot stop yourself. This is where you can implement the boost. The super peel outs can be the mainstay of boosting. These are speed and nothing else. This are the sections on running. Because nowadays it's just like platform sections are for the 2D environments, and and 3D sections are just for the speed environments, and the two hardly ever interact with each other in the same way. So, since Adventure can do that, Sonic 6 can do something else. This is where you can do things like you could in Sonic. No 2D sections though, and that would be pretty good. And this Mach speed section for short anyways. So boosting would fit perfectly here, since like the 3D sections in Generations Unleashed hardly ever switched that often between 2D. They most likely took about like 30 seconds or longer. I might be
that.
But yeah.
I would have had to agree with you on that, QTip, but please, if Sega does that, they better at least give us at least a checkpoint or something, because literally during the Moxie sections, if you died, you have to start all over.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
like, no, I know we all seen the mods in Sonic Generations, and I know we all seen the Wave Ocean mod. Like, no, this would be perfect. I know we have all seen that mod. It would fit way too well if Sega does it right.
Yes, it would definitely fit well. And if Sega doesn't tie you to an exclusive, probably the reason why Moxie sections weren't very fleshed out is because Sega was rushing to get this out for the Xbox 360. So they say.
Yep.
So if Sega were to take their time with this and not get pressured, I'm pretty sure they'd be able to flesh out the Mach 3 sections to make it actually enjoyable.
Yep. So, are we done with all this?
Yep, we are all done with this. So what's the next point in your notes there, QTip?
Okay. Let's see. Level design is the next thing. And aesthetics.
Well, oh boy, this is gonna be a complicated one.
Yep. So, for the past few games, the level design has been good. Lost World was questionable. And, like very
questionable indeed.
Yes. And definitely raising an eyebrow towards people. And then Forces was just the blandest I have seen in a main series Sonic game. It was just, no.
Probably the worst platforming I've seen in like, I don't know, 3 years as a main series Sonic fan. Yeesh!
Yep.
No. But what do you think? What needs to change?
With level design, just keep it strictly 3D. All of it is strictly 3D. No 2D sections. All of that can be reversed to classic Sonic.
Touche, and touche. Very true. I don't think Sonic Team's gonna get that message yet. They better eventually, but yes, no 2D sections would be great. How many times is Sonic Team gonna have to go through games to finally get the message? Yes.
Alright.
Side.
Give me a sec. I'll be right back.
No, that's chill. Let me. Alright, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. It was pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. So, thank you again, QTip, for joining me for this big time discussion. It's like I said, I'm more than willing to talk about it with a friend, but by myself, I'm afraid I just cut loose. So, yeah. But thank you once again, Kip, for joining the board. Hopefully, if we get enough time, we'll be able to do a part 2 for you guys, so we can continue with our discussion on the future of Sonic. And as always, for South and Southwest, West's panel returning for Sonic. I wonder what Anakin could be up to. Will we learn more about the next Sonic game, the upcoming Sonic movie, what's up with the Sonic comics? I don't know, but whatever it is we're gonna find out of South or Southwest next month. I hope it's good, Sega. I hope it's good. For Sonic's sake. Okay, that's all for now. This is Music Clues, Video Game Niche with Cluvius Tunes. Over and out.